Hello, my name is Johansson and welcome to Overgrown. Overgrown is a game we have been working on. It's currently day 2, so let's talk about it. So I'm the programmer, one of the programmer, and I'm currently working on player movement and other stuff with the game, how this gonna look. Physics, here we go. The ground collision I have been working on today, and there was a problem with the layer mask. I have fixed the layer mask, so the player will not be able to fall off the ground anymore. I have been adding a draggable object, sort of. The problem is the draggable object is currently not working because of the shield is blocking the other player to drag. But the code is there, and the code should be able to run it when the shield is not working. So when you have not the shield, you can drag the object, and when you drag the object, you can use it for the puzzle and solving more puzzle in the future. The next thing I have been working on is the player input for shield and weapons. I've been working with Johansson and with myself, and we have been trying to fix it. We had some problem. The problem was the flip system, but it is now fixed, and you can now aim and jump and move in the game. Another thing I have been working on is the main camera. The main camera had a problem when you went out of sight. When the sight, you couldn't see the sprites anymore, which was a problem, so I fixed it. Johansson had a argument that the color of the game should be more white than it is, so we changed it to more whitish, which made the game more whiter and more enjoyable. Today I used Unity and YouTube for tutorials and reference to help me to get out of some problems and work much faster if I hadn't used them. And I also use Visual Studio to program the games I've been working on.
My name is Melvin Johansson. I am one of the graphics designers for Virtune and doing the ranged hero for Overgrown. I've had some problems with doing the walking animation since the first day I started with doing a very cartoony styled, forgetting to work with Sasha, the other graphics designer, about having both characters look similar. So the problem I had was I made the torso too long, so the legs were very short. Since the cloak she has, the ranged hero, was so long, it would look kind of goofy in the game. So I had to scratch the animation I did day 1 and day 2, which is today. We created the animation by doing a skeleton first, so I could get the hang of how the movement would be under the cloak. After that, I started doing the cloak movement in the 8 frames that I used to do the walking animation, and by doing so I made it look more alive, and at the same time it was much better. So I quickly picked a few colors I could use for the color scheme, just to finish off the first animation I did, which is the walking animation we're talking about right now. Finished that off, gonna change some details on it another day, since I just want to make sure we have the animations we need for the finished game. But after I was done, or sort of done with the walking animation, I continued doing the jumping animation, which is only 2 frames with the cloak going downwards since the force of the wind, and the second wind with the cloak going upwards since the wind blows back up. It was very easy to do, just took maybe half an hour. I'm of course using Photoshop since it's the easiest in my opinion. I'm also using the default brushes that are provided with Photoshop. Since we are doing the characters in 150 times 150 pixels, I decided to only use the brushes when I do the lines with 1 pixels to get a more cleaner lines. And since the shadow around the 1 pixel that's gonna be a solid pixel, makes it look more lively in my opinion. When it came to coloring, I just did 2 pixels more, so 3 pixel big brush, and I think it worked out. I've taken some inspiration from other spreadsheets I could find on the internet, since I usually don't work in 2D pixel art, so I had to look up a few walking animations and at the same time how the jumping looked in most of the games. I was inspired a little bit from the game Hollow Knight, and we're using many of that sort of games as reference or inspiration for this game we're creating right now. So see you in the next one.